Hey, astronauts, welcome to the Digital Galaxy Podcast. I'm your pilot, Paul. Welcome to the very first Warpspeed episode here on the podcast. I want to give you a glimpse of what's coming up in these bonus episodes. We'll cover quick hit tech news stories and subjects that may not require an entire episode, or we'll just give you some previews for upcoming extended episodes for the weeks ahead. The information in this one comes from the New York Times, Oversight, Board.com, and ABC News. So in January 2021, Facebook placed a lifetime ban on Donald Trump's Facebook accounts in the wake of the Capitol riots on January 6th. In the meantime, Facebook has appointed a panel of journalists, activists, and lawyers to create the Facebook Oversight Board. According to the New York Times, the idea was conceived in 2018 by Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, but hasn't been implemented until 2021. The Oversight Board has its own website, oversightboard.com, and consists of 20 members right now, but they say that they will be fully operational, if you will, at 40 members in total. According to their official website, their goal is to, quote, ensuring respect for free expression through independent judgment, end quote. During the week of May 3rd, 2021, the Oversight Board ruled that the social network was right to ban Donald Trump after the January 6th insurrection and have upheld the ban on his personal Facebook account. Facebook has 6 months to re-examine the penalty. They basically sent it back to Facebook, and the board had this to say, quote, this penalty must be based on the gravity of the violation and the prospect of future harm. It must also be consistent with Facebook's rules for severe violations, which must in turn be clear, necessary, and proportionate, end quote. So Facebook technically can't keep a user off the platform for an undefined amount of time. They must come up with the proper criteria for when or whether the account will be allowed on the platform again. So it's basically back in Facebook's court, and we'll see what they do with it. So that's going to wrap up our first Warp Speed episode. Thanks for coming along. Please stick around to hear a message from our sponsor, Anchor.fm. Also, don't forget to follow our channels on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. You can also find this episode in written form on our website, digitalgalaxypodcast.com. This episode was created by Claro, a social media app where you are in charge of your data and community. Check it out at claro.app. Thanks for coming along on our journey, and we'll see you next time. Digital Galaxy Podcast runs on Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. So let me explain. First of all, it's free. Second, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.